Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. This week, well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. 3.5 is out, we've had all day to play it, and now we're going to give you our first thoughts. Don't worry, spoiler-free. Spoilercast is going to be next week, only 1 week. We've started moving that to 1 week at this point, especially since it's only half of the story that's going to be here in the patch. But, can't do it alone. I am one of the hosts, Michael Mr. Happy Pofromo, of course joining me as he does every week. This week without pizza, Slyh, aka Slythefox, aka Slyh, aka Greyfox, aka... He's just moved his eyes as if he's got pizza right next to him. He's smiling because he has pizza right next to him.
No, I had a sandwich. Okay. Yeah.
All right, your smile.
It's been a long day. I
wouldn't have faulted you for the pizza today. My tongue is also green because I was sucking on a warhead before this.
God, yeah, like I had breakfast at like maybe breakfast. Yeah, maybe at 8 o'clock, and then I just ate right before pre-show. So
yeah, I had breakfast at like 10 a.m. I had salmon, cauliflower, and broccoli that Mel made.
I had an apple.
That's our other guest, by the way. We said at the end of the last show he'd be on again today, so he's on again today. It's Merri.
Wow.
He's very merry. He's
very merry.
Mm-hmm.
And he had an apple.
We thought Ethis would be on today, but Ethis has real-life obligations to attend to, and of course, we're not going to ask him to drop that for the show. He'll be on next week for Spoilercast. So, again, no spoilers. That's a reminder to you two as well. Even just before the show, like right before we went live, like we were talking all spoilers to each other, and I was like, okay, shh. Okay, just take it down a notch. Creeping a bit. So, gentlemen, have you been awake? How long have you both been awake?
2 a.m.
8 a.m. EST. I slept in.
Since patch went live, I woke up at midnight PST, found out that they were releasing it early, got out the shower at 12, and I was like, fuck! Because the service came up like 2 hours early.
This is actually how it happened. I was just here, finishing up the video and everything, and I, just wanted to watch something. I saw Nariko get on, and Nariko's like, yeah, they might release the patch. I'm like, fuck, I'm just about to take a nap. So it's like, and that was like 3:15. 5 minutes later, the patch goes live. I'm like, fuck, everybody's getting on now. So, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the hardest 3.5 first day overview to do without doing spoilers, because I did almost all the stories today, and finished them, watched all the cutscenes and everything, and I really want to talk about it, but I gotta hold back. I do want to say
I'm kind of glad you were able to hold back, because I still got a little bit more.
Yeah, I know you got caught in Belsar's wall longer than you expected, so you didn't get to finish it. But
I did finish it.
So before we even, we're not going to talk about specifics in the main story. I do want to get first thoughts on it. But before I even do that, forewarning, if you complete the 3.5 main story quest, you will receive a title that is complete spoilers. If you see other people with the title, it will be complete spoilers. So everyone who doesn't want titles to spoil your story, as soon as you log in, go to display name settings in your character configuration, go to the Others tab, and party members, alliance members, random other people, whatever, and turn off all their titles. Because we're just doing that now. We're going to put that PSA out there now. I didn't even know, because I don't play with titles, ever, on other people. But everyone was telling me everyone's getting spoiled. I was like, also, watch the Party Finder. I've seen some spoilers in the Party Finder. Especially the crossover one. It's been a little bit chaotic on that front.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, Ether's popping with a lot of ERP.
There's like
so much ERP.
80 party finders, I think, when I last checked, when I just logged off.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's like 80 ERPs, so it was pretty intense. So, without saying spoilers, I know you haven't finished Slyh, but thoughts so far on part 1 of the main story?
God damn.
It's a good way to start it.
That's really the only thing I can say so far. And I haven't even seen everything else. What the fuck? Like, seriously, what the fuck?
You know what I'll say? They did a really good job of making me wonder what was part 1 and part 2, and then now I find I was completely wrong about what was part 1 and part 2
Mm-hmm.
in the trailer. So there's a lot to look forward to. I feel like part 2 is really the bigger picture, kind of like it was with 2.5, but
No, of course.
it's going to be intense because
Do
now
you
I'm
think-
very much anticipating it.
Do you think they will be able to one up before the fall part 2?
If they don't kill a bunch of people and then bring them back, yeah, absolutely, they could one up it. As long as they don't kill a bunch of people and then bring them back for fucking no good reason instead of letting us experience loss. Like, because that's what annoyed me about part 2 is they like, oh, all these, they're all gone. No, I refuse to believe it. Yeah, it's because they're all
Just
still
kidding.
alive. Just kidding. Oh, even fucking Nanamo comes back. You know what I mean? I did say no spoilers for 3.5. I didn't say we wouldn't spoil 3-year-old content, but just saying, 2 years old really, but you know what it is.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh man. So yeah, all I could say is after you complete Baelsar's Wall, go back to the East Shroud to the entrance. There's a fun little Easter egg there for anyone who goes and looks. So I'd say it's worth doing, and definitely please look forward to it. I really wish we could talk about it more because there's a lot to discuss there. That just means next week's episode is going to be even more intense, realistically. Also, I don't know if you gentlemen got to touch Hildibrand at all.
Nope.
Not yet.
I won't say what happens. This is the most different Hildibrand story. I feel like that's been told. Like
Is that a good thing?
that depends on what kind of stories you like to be told, because it's not as happy-go-lucky as Hildibrand usually is. But it's still well told, and it's still good. It's just not,
Yeah.
it's like, like there's a good mix of emotions there, like real storytelling, almost, and not just straight up comedy.
You could kind of tell that in even the previous set of quests before this one. So
Even in the preview for the patch, the music, they didn't use Hildibrand's trademark. I think it's the first time they've ever not used Hildibrand's trademark music in Hildibrand's part of the trailer. I think. I might be wrong on that one, but I think that's
you're right.
only time that they haven't used it. It won't take you that long. It's still 20, 30 minutes. But what's interesting about Hildibrand is I think recently Yoshi P commented that he, again, wasn't planning for 4.0, but there's still popular demand to bring him back in 4.0, which hopefully means... But, I mean, we've discussed this a lot, like if Hildibrand's worth continuing, because the quality... It's pretty much just 2 quests, like 30 minutes of cutscenes, and then you're done. As opposed to like before where you had Ultros and Gilgamesh and all those things. I wonder what the quality of the Hildibrand quest will be in the expansion. If it'll retain this... I think it will. I think it'll retain this pattern that we have now.
I would want to trial a Julian.
Yeah, I think most people would.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's implied we would lose, but
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
especially after you see these quests, I think
Yeah.
you'll think that even more. Oh man, I haven't done Scholastic. I haven't done Allied Beast Tribes. I've seen the dance for the Allied Beast Tribes.
It's good. It's good.
It's like a combination of all the dances. Yeah, I hit my microphone there. I've only got so much room to work with. It's that's intense. I want it.
I love it.
You want to know what's funny about Scholasticate? Everyone's like, so where do I get the glasses emote? And I go, Scholasticate. They're like, what? What is that?
Yeah.
That's so
definitely.
sad. But because it's actually a decent story.
I actually don't know if I've done the first one.
I haven't.
Like,
I can tell you I
my
haven't.
I
God.
don't think I have, but I'm not sure.
Shame for shame, both of you. It's actually a pretty in regards to the story, the main story at the time. It kind of paralleled it, so to speak, and what they were dealing with highborn and lowborn of Ishgard and everything. So I like the story. You should actually give it a shot.
Gotta go hit up my boy Briarden for his glasses. Because that's the other thing you get. You get
Steal 'em.
glasses and you get the emote. There you go. Because you have to look as animu as possible when you do it. This is the only way to fix your glasses, is to poke them right here in the middle where your unibrow is supposed to be.
And then
Yeah,
you got
there
like
you go.
the sheen.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it, as animu as possible. So, moving on, we got content to talk about. The most major things to talk about are Zervan, the
Perfect.
dungeons, and Scaith. Those are the most major things. We still have PvP to discuss a bit, the Gato event, earning the actual stuff. Everyone's telling me that you need to actually watch the live action show, Sly, and that's way better.
That's what everybody's telling me, but I love the anime though. Yeah,
So why wouldn't you love the live action?
I don't know. I don't
I mean,
know.
it works so well with Dragon Ball Z that clearly, you know. Not to be compared, because Dragon Ball Evolution was a Western film, not a TV drama by any means. Oh, man. So let's do Zervan first.
Perfect.
Okay.
Again, no spoilers. Unfortunately, no spoilers on the conclusion
The
of that
story. Yeah.
I think at this, we had some pretty good thoughts on it last time that we'll be able to conclude on next week. What he got right, what he got wrong, etc., etc., etc. I'm one of those people that, like, for some reason, everyone around me growing up said etc. instead of etc. So I fucking pronounce it that way, and I always catch myself, and I'm like, "You're an idiot. Stop. It's a New Jersey thing, etc." And no one corrected me growing up either. So it's just like, yeah, because everyone just fucking says it that way. So Zervan.
Zervan.
That's right. It's
Zervan,
actually Zervan. Zervan sounds so much cooler.
I know. That's what I said.
So I still say Zervan.
Yeah.
Zervan.
In terms of all three primals, he was the biggest letdown.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, not to say that the majority of the people, since it's a new patch, new PF, you're gonna have some issues.
Yeah.
If
I think he might be the hardest fight in the Party Finder until somebody finds like some sort of pattern. And by the way, we're talking about extreme hard mode. Just you'll win.
Yeah.
exactly. Like, see, the thing about hard mode, like,
Oh, I'm sorry, it's normal mode now. They got rid of that whole hard mode, extreme mode shit. Normal mode now.
yeah, and that was the thing. It was because I remember, hell, I wiped on Sophie normal, Sephiroth normal. Like, you at least had one light. Zervan, no, got through it just like that. And then, like 4 o'clock in the morning, you get somebody in the chat. Oh, somebody's already cleared EX. Wait, what?
Yeah, took 20 minutes for a group to get the first clear. 20 minutes with pugs.
That is a telling tale, my friends.
Now, Zervan hard mode, like we said, super easy, decent wrap up to the Warring Triad story, but Zervan Extreme, man, I felt like he just under-delivered in every way possible.
Kind of looking that way.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm not referring to how they spoke about it with the whole A12 Savage, A12 normal conversation. I'm literally just thinking as a primal, as an isolated thing with no sort of reference from Yoshi P and discussing of difficulty. I feel like in every way he was underwhelming.
Actually, I would say, like, visually, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was
I thought the other
cool.
two were. I thought all the other primals we've had have been way more visually impressive.
I liked the ultimate. I thought that was a cool effect. And I hope
that was the thing that really sold me on it, on the fight, not the actual difficulty.
No, that part can go suck a dick, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to mention about the fight is, and I talked to you about it in pre-show, is the ad phase. There are two issues I have with the ad phase. One, like all the other ad phases I've dealt with in other primals.
All primals have that phase where there's something you gotta kill.
There's some filler.
Always.
There's some filler. This really felt like filler. I felt like there was strategy to it, but there really is no strategy to it. Once you know who to take out first, there really is no strategy to it. You can Wu-Tang everything together. It was still and that's the second thing. Shit overlaps so well.
It's the same in Scaith. They're like, I don't know. I'm used to enemies pushing each other aside so much, and that was not a thing here. I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. They're all standing. And then you go to a dungeon, and you're like, well, these fuckers all don't want to stand together.
And you kill one, and you're like, okay, wait, what? Oh, there was another one underneath them.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Like, okay, I'm going to go to the next set. There's one more.
There's one more. Yeah.
Yes, there is. There is one more.
No,
There is indeed one more.
Yeah.
So my first problem with Zervan is literally the first 20% of his fight is like the first phase of Leviathan before he fucking dives. Where there's like, he gets rid of one part, and then you're stuck on the final part. He does 2 AoEs that are just fire AoEs you walk out of, and he cleaves the tank with every auto. And that's it. And then you're fucking 20% through the fight, and you've done like no mechanics, basically. And then comes a very polar opposite effect where your success in that fight may come down to whether you push him to 75% or don't push him to 75%. This is where the party finder starts to make this primal much harder.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I got experience with that.
And, like, reasoning for this is majority, just saying, majority, probably, people new on the party finder, on cross-server party finder, probably haven't gotten Best in Slot yet, or probably haven't gotten...
Majority of people party findering the fight are probably trying to get a weapon from him.
Yeah.
They're not people who are super full 270 with fucking A12 Savage clears. That your average party finder user is, you know, a middle core to maybe hardcore player looking to farm birds or something like that. To somebody just maybe trying to get into primals the first time. And if you cannot push that fight to 75%, there is a good chance you never make it past 75% in the party finder, which is incredibly frustrating. Even with guides, I think people are gonna have a bit of trouble with that. So let's talk about that mechanic, because that mechanic you'll likely have to do later in the fight anyway. Basically, what it is he dive bombs in 3 locations, and then from those 3 locations, dive bombs directly across. So if you are looking directly across the arena at him, and he is like looking you in the face, you're gonna get dive bombed, pretty much. The big thing is there's also like 6 fire AoEs that go out, and it always goes to shit. Every time.
Because there's never enough space.
There is, but everyone's trying to like cram in, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh yeah, there's 8 people all trying to cram in this little square over here on the side, and it's not going well.
And then people die, and then the mechanics afterwards require people, and you don't have them. 2 or 3 people died, and then everyone else is dead.
Now you could if only one person. If it's only one person, you can
later
possibly...
in the fight, it gets a lot more complicated.
It gets a lot more complicated, but if you have one person down, you can tank LB and still be fine.
Tank LB has been very popular with Zervan, especially in the party finder, for mechanics when people are like, if anyone's weakened or anything, it's almost like A12 Savage in a sense, where in the very final phase, people will just tank LB to just survive. But we'll get to that when we talk about the later phase. So if you push to 75%, you never see these dive bombs, which is why that's like the #1 factor for people going.
You say never,
well, you don't see them until so far into the fight that you could probably recover and win before it's an actual problem. So if you push to 75%, then the next 30% of the fight's a joke, pretty much.
It's a hokey pokey.
It's a hokey pokey. He does attack, you stand behind him, you stack, he shoots AoEs. Everyone moves. Maybe he does it again. Maybe he does a point-blank AoE. Maybe he does a donut AoE. Or maybe he makes you get behind him again. And then you're on ad phase. It just fucking just blazes by pretty much.
Right.
And then you get to the ad phase that Slyh loves so much.
Intermission.
Those ads hit pretty fucking hard, though. Like, they crit a lot.
Yeah, the wills themselves. Everything else is fine. It's just a will. If you have like 2 wills on you, bro, don't even
I'd imagine, because the thing is, it's already popular. 1 tank, the single tank strat.
Yeah.
And just beating him before you ever need to worry about having a second tank. But I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people are still going to do 2 tank, 2 healer.
Sorry. Forgot this little fact about our clear. Middle of that phase. 2 people AFK'd and you still cleared.
Wow.
Just saying. Like one person just fucked off the entire ad phase. He didn't die. The other person had to go downstairs. The other person went downstairs to make a pizza, I think. Or heat a pizza. Came back, cleared.
Who does that in the middle of a raid?
I don't know. He does it in the middle of the show, so it's
Fair point. Fair point.
yeah. So ad phase is almost the same as normal. There's just more of them, and there's also a new ad that does like a gaze attack. You have to look away from. He only does it once, and then he shoots magic bolts at people.
That's it.
They hit moderately hard, but it's still nothing crazy. You do 3 waves. That's it. And then, listen, Square Enix.
I'm listening.
I'm tired of you making mechanics that automatically desummon my goddamn machinist turret just because you want to make a cinematic. Okay?
But it's a cool cinematic.
It wasn't cool enough to desummon
Sure it was.
No, it
I was
wasn't.
like, whoa.
It would make me less upset if it did so much damage it killed my turret. But before the mechanic even begins, your turret just goes away. So his super buster thing that every Primal has, or like every boss has practically, is he makes a giant snowflake.
That was kind of lame.
And then dashes through it. Well, he's aspected fire and ice.
Yeah.
Sephiroth's wind and earth. Sophia's wind and lightning. Sephiroth was earth and what's the one remaining element? Because we're fire and ice right now. Fire, ice, wind.
I don't think he was
lightning.
anything. He was just like.
They each have 2 elements aspected to them.
But he's not like a traditional like new one. So he's like.
Well, no, because each of the Warring Triad covers the 6 astral.
Yeah.
Umbral. So
Yeah, Sephiroth.
What's the other one? Earth and water. There you go. He's earth and water. There you go. Because he's a tree and he grows. And that's the other thing. Sephiroth has this giant transformation when he goes into his final phase. Sophia turns the whole fucking arena into a fucking scale, and Zervan's just like snowflake.
Just drops you. Well, like initially. He just kind of just drops you, just like, all right, there you are. You're in this.
And then you're in the final phase. He's already at like fucking 55 to 60% health. You don't know where the last 2.5 minutes of your life have gone. And now everything falls apart. This is where everything falls apart. And if anybody died on that friggin' whatever, the snowflake attack, good fucking luck, by the way.
Yeah, well, you have a little bit of time to get them up before.
You do not have enough time to get them up and get them alive for the mechanic in time. By the time you've swiftcast raised them and they go through the animation.
The tethers come out really quick. You're right. Yeah.
So what happens there is there's 4 fire debuffs, 4 ice debuffs. And the fire people, 2 of the fire people are tethered together, the other 2 are tethered, then it's two ice tethers, same deal. And you need to stand close enough to the person. It's a pretty generous range, but you might
all over again.
T11-esque.
It's very T11-esque, although you can stand near the other people with the tethers. Like you don't need to be standing away from other people with tethers. You just need to be standing near your partner. Right. And it's not too much. There's a marker above someone's head that does a bleed. They just walk over to the side, whatever. Then it's a tank buster that every time he does it hits 1 extra time plus a fire AoE at the end, or a fire hit at the end. And then you have Southern Cross. This is the first, even though you've already seen this mechanic, people seem to forget how to do it between phases 2 and 3. And I don't know why. So
I forget about
so Merri, have you seen to the 3rd phase Southern Cross? No, you have not.
I haven't even seen the ads.
That's party fine. That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Sly, what was your group's preferred method for Southern Cross on the 3rd phase? Because I've seen 3 different methods. I have a favorite one.
Keep it fucking simple.
Okay.
Tank north. Everybody else on his ass.
Okay.
Pick a side to move. Thanks for shopping at Walmart.
So you either go clockwise, counterclockwise. See, what we've been doing is because everybody stacks together on the 2nd phase when you do it, you stack behind him and then everybody moves and you just move in opposite directions. We have everyone stacked behind, but the tank comes and does the stack with us.
That's another way. That's another way to do it.
And then
too.
you then you do it exactly the same way that you did it in phase 2. Tank goes one direction, everyone else goes the other. You can even have the person tethered to the tank go with the tank or run directly through the boss's hitbox.
And they still won't get hit. I've been tethered to the tank so many times, and I'll stack with the tank, and then we'll move, and they'll go back, and I'll stay, and I won't get cleaved.
I've also seen people all stack immediately in the hitbox and then just move out of the hitbox, but it's slightly larger than the hitbox. So it's a little, I've seen people get clipped by it. So not one I recommend. I really like the same exact strategy as phase 2 method, but I've seen so many people just die outright to not stacking.
Because here's the thing, people don't want to make up their minds where they want to go.
Yeah. People it's all of a sudden it's the third phase, and because they're tethered to somebody, they react to it completely different. Over here. It's the same with turn 11. When people get tethered, all of a sudden it's like, well, fuck, I'm going to go.
What's happening?
What's happening? The good news is if you're tethered to this person, you don't die if the tethered person dies here.
All I remember was move to the right. And I was like, in the early party finders that I had this morning, that was like the hardest concept for people to grasp. Just move. You don't even have to move to the right. Just any direction. All as one. Don't have one person moving over there and everybody else over here. Yeah. Everybody move. Don't care which one you pick. Pick one. Thank you for shopping at Walmart. Let's get through this shit.
Yeah, that's consistency and getting everyone on the same page. Speaking of getting everyone on the same page, the mechanic that follows immediately after is my biggest concern in the entire party finder.
Meteors?
Meteors, yeah.
Towers,
meteors, whatever you want to call them.
Whatever you want to call them.
So this is the single most random mechanic in the encounter. I'm studying footage to see if there's any sort of discern. Like maybe if the tank is tethered to a healer, it's always this one, or if the tank is tethered to a deep. There's gotta be fucking something.
Now you remember we talked about the four gamer interview last week, and in the interview he referenced that Zervan was kind of like the Japanese game. It started with an H. I couldn't remember it, but
someone in the chat will probably remember.
Yeah, somebody in the chat will probably remember. Yeah. I looked it up, and it's quote unquote a combination of the Hokey Pokey and Red Rover and Rock Paper Scissors. Now, I
don't ever want a mechanic to be rock, paper, scissors.
Exactly. But the Hokey Pokey and Red Rover is kind of what this is. It's random what sets you're going to get. You're going to get the cross, either the cross sets or the circle sets. There's two, and
that's the thing. So ultimately, that's why I think there has to be, like, I'm looking at the main tank and who the main tank is tethered to. I have to go back and now look at all the attempts and see if I can find any sort of consistencies. Because it really bothers me that, because everyone, no one thought Sophia had a trick. Everyone found out Sophia had a trick. No one thought Sephiroth had a trick. Sephiroth had a trick. Every fucking Primal has a trick to that one mechanic that screws over the party finder. We will not be bested. We will figure it out. Somebody is going to figure something out. I'm confident in it. And I think that's the place I'm going to look. Because there's 3 different patterns. The main tank can be tethered to 3, either a tank, a healer, or a DPS. I've seen no consistencies. I've seen tanks tethered to tanks. I've been tethered to DPS. I've been tethered to tank. I've been tethered to the healer. And then there's fucking inside meteors. There's outside meteors. There's meteors where there's 4 blues and 4 reds. There's 2 reds, 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 blues. And there's just no fucking reliable way to organize that.
And you never know what mechanics is going to come right after that. And that's another thing that trips
you do, but you only know
in a sense.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that trips people up. Like right after, it's like they forget that mechanic happens too. I've even forgot quite time to time. Oh yeah, go outside after meteor drop.
So after the inside circles is get away from the boss. After the outside circles is go into the boss's hitbox. And then for the cross ones, the follow-up is always the halberd.
Yep, so you got his
behind. Which, by the way, if you're on the farthest away one, is a pain in the ass to dodge at times. I mean, I've dodged it before. Sometimes the boss is very generous in where he is based on where the tank is. But basically, it's from what I got to go back and watch it. But from what I've seen, if he's in the very center of the room, it's very easy. If the tank has him a little bit too far towards the cross, I don't recall if he moves back to the center of the room to do it, but I don't think he does. Yeah. So That's the hardest part, is going to be organizing that mechanic. That's
Right.
as a guide maker, I'm dreading that. Like, I'm imagining like setting up, everyone has their party list set up the same way and you make a priority system. But that was how Ramu worked, like how originally people did Ramu, and that was a disaster in the Party Finder for a really long time. So this is we need like all hands on deck to get this fucking thing.
You need like the furthest reaches of Reddit.
See, like, for example, Mistball, the meteor patterns are fixed for outside circles. Blue ones only appear north and west. See, I got to go back and look because I don't recall that ever being consistent. I've had ones where all the blues are next to each other, all the reds are next to each other. And maybe it's just the tank hasn't moved in a different direction every time. It seems different every time, but I got to go back and dissect all that shit. Because that means it means as soon as you see who you're tethered to, you still need to know where everyone's going. Like, you need to have, if blue and it's this pattern, we go here. If it's blue and it's this pattern, you go here. If it's blue and it's this pattern, you go here. And it's like, I don't trust 8 people to do this mechanic reliably in the Party Finder, unless they're 8 people who are like really, really good at YOLO, like the YOLO strats.
And you're not going to find that.
You kind of get like used to YOLO really quick. If it's your if it's your static, you're gonna be used to YOLO. Now, if it's a group of people who can actually communicate, you can YOLO some shit really fucking.
But that's the thing. You're communicating. That's not YOLO.
Yeah.
Like, YOLO is where everybody just kind of uses common sense to figure out where to go stand, and that's YOLO. It's like, fuck it, YOLO. Like, there are things you can do. It's just you need to discuss so many contingencies. I see a lot of Party Finder groups
And
just
that's the thing that people have been doing, especially the party I was in. Even after we cleared, they're like, okay, well, for what is it called?
Use your words.
Right.
Not you, the entire Party Finder.
The one where it's like a cone. It's kind of like
Halberd?
Yeah, the halberd.
Yeah,
that one. Right after towers or meteors, whatever you want to call them, we made a little YOLO contingency plan. Like, okay, we know that 2 out of the 3, possibly, even if you don't really know the order, 2 out of the 3 are probably going to be on his ass. So we'll just YOLO. Like, that was a YOLO where you just said, fuck it. If you can't get to where you need to be for the actual mechanic, YOLO, just get on his ass. Like, it's a 2 out of 3 situation. Law of averages says you're going to be right at least 2 out of 3 times. Yeah.
It's going to take a day or two for some consistency to be created. Like, there is, I'm convinced there's consistency. That seems, it's like Leviathan. Everyone thought the charges were random, like Nidhogg, where he dashes from like first, everything has always boiled down to eventually a pattern is found. Zervan is the one I'm looking forward to the most because it's the one that I feel like needs the pattern more than any. Like Nidhogg, you don't need to know which directions he's coming from. If you're good enough, you don't need it.
Yeah.
Leviathan, same deal, but Zervan is going to create issues if there's no consistencies, and if people don't communicate well enough. Yeah. And even if you do communicate, sometimes people just don't give a fuck and they don't listen. So it's gonna be fun. And then you still have to do the dive bomb mechanic we talked about earlier, but you have to do it in the final phase. You know how many times I've seen Tank LB now used just to sort of help YOLO
get through this? Yeah.
Chase it.
And by the way, if somebody's dead in that tether phase, they either have to suicide to the meteor to make sure it doesn't give everyone a damage stack, or if it's just 1 or 2 meteors, then maybe it'll be okay. But if it's 1, 2 meteors and people get hit by anything else, it's gonna go bad. I've seen so many tank LBs just used towards the end of the fight just to like safety do some of these mechanics. So consider that as well. Overall, as an organized group, he's incredibly easy. One of the fact that he's the fastest. I don't think I've ever seen a primal cleared this fast ever.
20 fucking minutes.
Yeah. 20 minutes.
That's quick.
But we're not talking. But the Party Finder, until the consistencies are found, and then Party Finder groups adequately discuss them, and they still have to get that fucking far. It's gonna be one of the more problematic Party Finder ones. We'll see.
Yeah. Agreed.
Overall, story-wise, decent finale to the Warring Triad. It wasn't very story rich, but I haven't read the book. I haven't read the book entry yet.
Yeah.
Next to Unukalhai, so I still need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And but as a fight, I don't know. Zervan just wasn't as impressive to me as Sephiroth or Sophia or even Nidhogg or Thor. Any of them.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely.
Do you think this was our quote unquote primal victory lap, so to speak?
No, because he's still a problem for a good deal of people. Yeah, I've never seen LB3 on Zervan. I've never gotten LB3 on that fight ever.
You're actually right. You're absolutely right, but I have never seen one either. You got so close to it.
Auto tech, build LB.
Yo, honestly, in the first phase, you build LB. I'm calling it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just build LB on the cleaves on the tank. Just everybody eat the cleave and just build LB. Do it Twin Tanya style with the fucking whatever the attack is called. I don't remember.
That's not death sentence.
No.
The
plummet. Yeah, the plummet stacking days. The good old plummet stacking days. There's a few other mechanics. There's a few other bosses people have done. A4 Savage Manipulator doing stacks there. That's another one. That's gonna be fun. Anyway, moving on. Let's do the dungeons next. We'll save Dun Scaith because I have a lot to say about Dun Scaith. Or don't do the mechanics, apparently. Yeah. Dun Scaith, the opposite of what Black Mages will be doing in most fights here. Anyway, so you have Baelsar's Wall and Samal Hard Mode. Let's do Baelsar's Wall first. No story implications. Don't say who the last boss is. You can talk about the mechanics, though. Although most people probably have guessed, but don't say it anyway.
Don't say it anyway.
Yeah.
In terms of story, in terms of the actual story, good dungeon.
What's good about it is none of the cutscenes is not like Castrum or Praetorium. All the cutscenes are after, like after you've hit the exit button. It's very similar to Keeper of the Lake.
And that's where I'm glad you brought up Keeper of the Lake. This is basically it starts out like a calm Castrum. It starts out like a calm Castrum, but it gets hectic. At the same time, it was still a little basic, like Keeper of the Lake.
That's why was always my concern with Garleans is they really have to try harder on Garleans because we've seen most of the tech. I feel like I don't even remember what happened in the first boss. Like it died so fast. I mean, I know something happened, but it went so quick in my mind. I remember the second and the third boss very well, but I don't remember the first boss.
The first one had the flying drones.
Yeah, I remember the flying drones because they're the same trash. They're the same flying drones you do in the trash right before.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, these things die.
And then all it had was a missile or a prey. Did it have a prey, or was that
the second boss has the praise?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no. The first boss has praise. The first boss is the one with praise. The second boss has different things. It's got
he has prey, but it's different. He has the blighted and things like that.
Yeah, he's got the blighted bouquet copy and whatnot.
Now, where this dungeon kind of differed from like normal dungeons, I will say it kind of took me back to the beginning of Turn 7.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Trash.
I like that section.
I love the trash coming to me.
Fun. Yeah, you don't have to run to the trash. The trash will come. Yeah, be a conveyor belt to you.
It looks really funny too.
Yeah,
like, you're just like, all right, 1, 2, 3. I wish they all came at once instead of one at a time.
Yeah,
but, I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right?
Right.
Yeah. So first boss has praised, and then you just can't. There's just an AOE that splashes around the prey, so don't stand near it. I mean, that's kind of standard at this point with prey mechanics. And then it summons adds that tether to people and beat the shit out of them, so you got to kill them quick. He's also got. I think he also shoots just missiles in general, like that hit each player.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's very basic fight. The second boss was more fun. tons of ads. They don't have a lot of health, but like,
Yeah.
if you're a Dark Knight, you're like,
they're easy to take down.
MP.
yeah, they die in like 2-3 GCDs of AoEs, pretty much. Sorry, Dark Knights, you only get like one, maybe 2 autos each from them. And then he's got a don't move mechanic. And if you do move, it hurts because it knocks you up, it stuns you, and then he follows up with an AoE on you. So that's a common theme in that dungeon, actually. Get stunned and then get AoE'd, especially on the last boss.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think he also shoots missiles. He's got the fucking cross lasers, which are cool to look at, but not really that difficult and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's still a basic fight and goes pretty quick, but it's visually appealing at the very least.
Right.
But at this point, I realized how big this dungeon is. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's a lot of running.
Yeah, it's a lot
and
of
conveyor belts.
Long hallways and like stairs up to the final boss. Even that seemed a little bit like it seemed again Keeper of the Lake-esque, but a little bit longer.
I feel like it was necessary though, because like the scale of the wall, you need it needs to be big.
Yeah, I think it's an okay thing. There's plenty of loot. There's a lot of treasure chests in there, so I'm cool with that. For my desynthesis, thank you, and for glamour, I suppose. Glamour's always positive. And then you get to the last boss, and man, that's fun. If you're somebody who doesn't like small hitboxes and AoEs that are smaller because the boss is smaller, just look away. I'll tell you now, because if you get hit by that gaze attack that stuns you, the AoE that follows will probably kill you if you're not a tank. So, and then it's got like Titan bombs from Extreme where you have to kill one.
Yep.
It's got a boot kick to knock you back. He's a fun final boss.
Yeah. Aesthetically, very cool. Very cool.
And it's okay difficulty as well, I feel, for a final boss. We'll still blow through it with like 270 shit, but what else is new?
Yeah.
But overall, Balestar's Wall, okay dungeon. I don't like it as much as last patch's dungeons. I just like the story applications.
Yeah.
But then you have Samal, which is far more traditional in a sense. It's kind of faster paced. The bosses are a little bit cooler. They're
1.0 music.
It also has 1.0 music, which you get the music sheet by completing the quest. So I would highly recommend doing that. And it's got Pokemon as bosses. It's got a Venusaur. It's got a
Charizard.
No, well, it's got I was gonna say
Charmander.
It's got Devil Joe as the second boss, and it's got. See, here's the thing: you could, if you want to go ahead and say it's Wartortle, you could do Venusaur, Wartortle, Charmander, or Charizard, or whatever the fuck you want, because it's one grass, one water, one fire. It's basically got the Pokemon starters, at least some form of Pokemon starter or its evolution there somewhere. But all the bosses were okay. I think the first boss was a bit of a letdown for me. I thought more was going on than what was actually happening. I was like, okay, what does this do? Oh, it's blowing up the screen like it's blighted, but it just doesn't do any damage.
See, for me, the letdown was the second boss, because he was basically just a rehash of those mobs we fought a million times. Telegraphed attacks, you just dodge them.
Hey, Aloha, you want to be part of the show? I got a Pokemon for you. There you go. That's one.
Meow.
Meow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the second boss was in no way exciting. Yeah, he doesn't want to be here. That's fine. The third boss was okay, but in the trailer they show like a bajillion fireballs on the ground. That fight has to take so long for you to get to those fireballs.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you'll get that far into the fight.
Then again, they do show a lot of the B-roll in like God mode, where they fuck up mechanics and everything.
Have you seen those new tongue things that they have, where it's like a plastic tongue you put in your mouth that's supposed to emulate a cat tongue, and you just fucking use it to lick your cat to
that is
it?
Weird.
It's really, really weird.
Oh, dude.
It's really weird.
No.
I feel like these dungeons weren't as good as the last patches. Like I still enjoy the 3.4 dungeons over the 3.5
definitely.
dungeons. Like there's not too much to say, although the gear is
it's decent.
Nice. Yeah. What are you looking at, Cat? There you go. You can see, look at his eyes. You can see how pissed he is. Like his eyes are like hunter.
He's like, put me down, please.
There you go.
Fuck
Might have-
He just fucks off.
Yeah, there you go. Human, let me go. Let me go, puny human. Now, I think the highlight of the patch for me is definitely Scaith. This is easily my favorite 24-man of all 6. I like it more than Weeping. I definitely like it more than Void Arc, and I'll definitely rank it above World of Darkness and
Crystal Tower
and
Circus.
Circus Tower. For me personally, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it is, but still.
I'd agree. Like, but Weeping would definitely be a close second. Now, before we go into any detail about it, and mechanics and shit, are you gonna be one of the masses who like, oh, Yoshi P, can we get Scaith
Savage?
Savage, please?
No, Deathgaze Savage. Deathgaze Savage. Give me Deathgaze Savage. No, give me the last boss
just
Savage.
One
Last boss is so
of it.
animu.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay. So first boss, I love that there's no trash before the first boss because you're probably gonna wipe the first time anyway. So you wiping the first time is
So
equivalent
why
to
even
trash.
bother with trash?
Yeah. So everyone also face aggroes him the first time too because they're just like, cool, I'm gonna run out onto the deck and then oh shit, the fight started.
Nope.
Yeah.
Shoulder tackle.
You don't even have to shoulder tackle. You just proximity aggro because everyone's like, oh great, I'm just gonna stand out. Oh look at the ship. It's okay, fight starting. Go.
Boom.
Dead to first mechanic. Yeah, dead to first mechanic. Deathgaze is literally a parody of one-shot mechanics back to 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 back.
Yep.
And I definitely died the first time to every one.
I only died to Void Arrow 3, which is the knockback in the middle of the room. It's the only one I died to on my first pull. I died to more on the second pull than I died to on the first pull.
Actually, so I died to the initial, like the pool that pulls you in, and the knockoff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the first one that got me. Then the knockoff because I didn't know that the ice would form. Oh, duh! It's a fucking.
That didn't get me.
Yeah.
That didn't get me either. I immediately I saw that
Ice? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the way the Deathgaze fight works for anyone who hasn't done it is, as the fight goes on, you have a hardened rage. It's there's 8 squares in total, and as the fight goes on, he fills them with void death puddles. And if you are in it when he does void death 4, you die instantly. Eventually, the whole arena is covered in them, so his next one instantly kills everyone. That's the most major mechanic. Now, I have not seen either of my groups wipe prior to that mechanic, to harden raging, because you can recover from the fight pretty easily, but people just die over and over and over again.
And you'll have complete alliances down.
Yep.
Sometimes at once.
All at once. Usually
Pretty
to the
much,
ice
that's
mechanic.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the reason why you don't have enough DPS to even beat in rage.
Yeah.
Because A and B or A and C or B and C are down at the same time.
Yeah. So Void Death Puddle sucks you in, and you just have to run away from it. It sucks you in a fixed distance, so if you're the farther you are away, you won't get pulled all the way into the puddle. So just fucking bolt it and get it, and just run away from that thing for the entire duration. Sorry, Black Mages. This is, again, done Scaith. No, do Scaith. Please. You're going to need to. Yeah, no, do Scaith for Black
Do
Mage.
Scaith.
Definitely do Scaith. Then you have Void Arrow 3, which knocks you away from the center. If you're in the center when it does it, insta-death. And it can also knock you off the arena. So you have to get knocked towards the edges without falling off. If you're a melee, you can actually stay in melee range the whole time during it, but it's very close. If you're
You have to
literally
like pull back
It's a
just
little risky.
yeah,
It's a little risky.
it's a little risky. Then you have tornadoes. You have and you have Void Blizzard 4. That's the next one that'll probably kill you. He summons basically a pillar and then knocks everyone back in the direction of that side of the ship, and you have to get knocked back into the pillar or you fall off. That's what literally wipes out entire alliances, like more than anything, is that one. He also casts Doom, which you can cleanse. And you have to cleanse. I think it's two people in each alliance gets Doom. And you just cleanse it. It's got
12
like
seconds.
It's got like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's 12 seconds. There you go.
Yep.
And I feel like there's one more mechanic that he summons fucking elementals. And they barely do anything. He knocks, and one of the, eventually Void Arrow 3, he also shoots a laser beam across one half of the arena. But even if you get hit by the laser beam, it's not the end of the world. So it's better than falling off, pretty much. So just all those are instant death mechanics. Have fun. Expect to wipe the first time every time. Then you have Ferdiad as the second boss.
Oh, Ferdy.
At first, I was like, "This is what the fuck is happening," and then you kind of realize, like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
It flows pretty nice. It's interesting. Probably the weakest of all the fights, I'd say, but
but I mean, to be fair, it's because of the other three fights are so strong that just comparatively and even then he's still gonna run you ragged a few times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, like for Ferdiad, and with the exception of final boss Diablo, excuse me, it felt like Caliphesteria a little bit. It felt confusing. It felt like you had no time to react to anything other than like a few AoEs that like linger every now and then, or he does this long cast of a Jester Reap or a half room wide Jester Reap.
Okay.
Other than that, you had nothing, like no time to react to anything.
Okay, so let's break it down. He's got a Tank Buster that's like Jovile X or something like that. He's got a mechanic where he summons Atamos portals, and he'll shoot an orb through an Atamos puddle, and it'll come out the other side of the same color. So like if he shoots an orb into a blue Atamos, it'll come out the other blue Atamos. But then there's two orbs. There's a blue orb, which is a point-blank AoE around the orb, which is nearly instant, so you won't dodge it if you're not already out of the way. And then there's one that's a donut AoE, which is a red orb. So it's all about watching colors, and eventually he does two of those at once.
Or the donut's actually like two donuts like linked, swirling around. So
it's really weird.
Yeah.
The worst mechanic for the Duty Finder, by far, is the debuff flipping.
Yup. Oh man.
This has
Back
pretty
forth,
much
back forth.
The problem is it's very similar to when people screw up Zervan, when people go to like stand on one and then they're like, oh shit, no, let me go to the other one, and oh shit, let me go, and people just keep like, oh, I need to fix it, and like four people are trying to fix it at once.
People were just fucking trolling. I just thought they were fucking trolling, to be honest.
And everyone's yelling at their screen like, stop!
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No one's ever like, I should stop. They're like, no, stop.
Nope.
So the way it works is there's 16 puddles on the ground, and it gives everybody either a fire weakness debuff or a water weakness debuff. If you have the fire weakness debuff, you want all the circles to be on the water side. So any of them that are fire, you flip them to water by stepping on them. You don't stand on them. You don't mitigate damage. You just flip them, and then you get the fuck out. If you have the water debuff, it's the other way around. You want all of the puddles to be on the fire side. What ends up happening is everybody assumes responsibility for the mechanic, and that does not work. Ultimately, you can have one, maybe two people responsible for the entire mechanic, and everyone else can fuck right off.
Do you think this was the patch for mechanics that on a people level just did not work for any? Well,
everybody's trying to do the right thing. Everybody's trying to do the right thing and be the bigger person, and it's making it worse.
Why have these mechanics in the game? Like, why even make this the?
Because they want you to use your words, Sly. Because if you use your words there,
I'm going to use my words in fucking 24-man. Are you serious?
Yeah, at the first week at least.
No.
Until we start telling people, hey, tank of Alliance B and C, be responsible for this mechanic, please. Everybody else just keep DPSing the boss. As soon as that's the standard, okay, you don't need to use your words unless there's first timers.
Not tank. Healer.
No, I'm gonna make the fucking tanks do it because you're here. That's specifically the reason why I picked tanks is because you're here.
Gonna trigger me.
Well, I mean, you're playing paladin anyway. You need to pop all your cooldowns and go get and go stand in the puddles. Don't even do it on the boss. Just you pop all your cooldowns and then go flip the puddles.
You're right.
And make sure you sprint. As
paladin.
paladin.
No, because you don't want to stand in the AOE. It's dangerous. Don't stand in the puddles.
You don't. You just get in and get out. But that's why you have all the cooldowns.
I suppose, yeah.
Pop your DPS on 9,000, man.
There you go.
901.
901.
9001.
9001, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. And then there's like an ad phase. You kill all the ads. If you don't kill them fast enough, the mechanics take longer. You can get petrified. There's some AoEs that come out. The petrify,
Really?
I never noticed the petrifies until it's too late. And I'm always looking.
Exactly.
The thing is, you're never looking at the NPCs theoretically that are actually doing it. Because if you are,
Because
you
they're
can
off
see-
screen.
And then even if they aren't, you can see them doing it if you are looking at them. So theoretically, you should know to
Yeah.
look away. Not how it works practically. But as long as you have people alive, that part goes fast. And then the last phase is just he like doubles every mechanic, pretty much, and does like a lot more damage.
Yeah.
So it's not so bad. But he just juggles balls all over the place, pretty much.
Because he's a juggler.
He's a jester.
Jester, yeah, there we go.
He's a juggler.
Whatever. I mean,
Juggler
Juggles
confirmed.
balls.
juggler.
Yeah, there you go.
Ball juggler confirmed.
Then you have the third boss, which it gives you the final boss music for the third boss, even though you know it's not the final.
Are we talking about the trash boss?
No, we're talking about Scaith.
Okay, all right. So
The
we're
trash,
not getting
the
mentioned.
trash boss has the giant foo bars that stack on each other, and they're like,
Yep.
they do the fucking
Again.
truffle shuffle.
Again, the patch of stacking as well. Because
Yeah.
why is everything stacking in this patch?
Why does it stack so well? Oh, there's two, and then
So
there's
well.
three. Yeah. Then you get to Queen Scaith. This is the mechanic of this is what reminded me of Caliphysteria, where you have to watch the boss before you look for the AoEs, because all of her things are shown
Telegraphed.
but they're not. The AoEs are like lightning fast. If you wait for
Yeah.
AoE on the ground, you will always get hit.
You're always gonna get hit by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melee's bane this entire fight. Fucking sucks his melee.
Yeah, it does. It's really
Fuck
rough,
this fight.
especially your first time because you don't know all of these you don't know all.
And
of
you're
the
just
things
getting
that
hit
are
by
gonna-
random shit. And like,
Yep.
I didn't even have time to even move out of AoE.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh man. So yeah, you have a bunch of lightning fast AoEs, but if you look at her, you can see her doing, especially the when she grows the giant hands, and then she
Yeah,
does
it's like
the-
whoosh. Yeah.
basically she whooshes forward and back pretty much. You just have to get on her sides.
Yeah. Away from the hands.
Speaking of hands, that's the mechanic that kills people the most, is when the entire ground lights up, because that's also a blighted bouquet mechanic. If you perform any action there, you get those hands that are grasping at you that do like 6,000 damage a tick, and it slows your movement speed. And then you get fucked in the ass by the Dragoon that drops down like 2 seconds later, because that does like 10,000 damage, even if you're like on the other side of the arena. So that's the mechanic, guys. When you see the ground light up, just fucking do this. Just that. Do nothing. Put your fucking press Z
Hands
to
up.
sheath your weapon.
Hands
Drop
up.
drop target from the boss. Hands up and just do nothing.
Unless you're a tank.
Don't even emote.
Tank privilege.
I've tried performing actions and not moving. I've tried moving and not performing actions, and only when I do nothing.
I want to see if an emote actually triggers the effect. I need to do that next time.
Probably not. But
I don't think the Manderville used to trigger Blighted Bouquet. I'd have to look back though. It's like the bombs in Ozma. Just fucking hands off the keyboard. Like that's it. Yeah. That's it. Hands up. Don't shoot.
Or you
And
could
they-
dab.
You can dab. There you go. There you go. And then the ad that spawns, tank picks it up and kill it fast. Don't
Very
worry-
fast.
Very
That's
fast. Or it will murder you. And then what else is there? Then she's got fucking millions of ads that look creepy as fuck. You just gotta murder those things down, kill the chimeras, kill the puppets, kill the friggin' imps. And then the last phase is a lot of just the stuff from the first phase, just fucking more of it. A lot more of it. Like literally back to back fucking AoEs that do like 13,000 damage. And that shit hurts.
Yep. Big balls. Just everywhere.
Yep, pretty much. That's it. But I mean, you get to spend a lot of time with the waifu at least. There you go.
The queenie.
The queenie. God damn it. All right. Yeah, keep the goddamn ad away from the boss, please. Please do that. But then just when you think it's over, you're like, where's my loot? All of a sudden, the platform you're on starts raising up. And then the loot's behind you, and everyone's
So
like, where the fuck is my
classic
loot?
video game-ish.
Yeah.
So classic. Oh, hi. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was actually the real bad guy, even though you kind
I
of.
just want to say, I fucking called it. The second I got in there, I'm like, they're gonna do the thing at the end. That's gonna happen. And I was right.
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the most impressive 24-man fights I think we can say in terms of.
One of the most anime.
It's definitely the most anime. It
yeah.
literally has a Dragon Ball Z beam struggle.
Yep.
Like you literally.
That spirit
I just kept
bomb
It's
like,
literally
I kept DPSing.
It's literally evil Spirit Bomb versus Kamehameha.
Yeah, and I kept DPSing. I'm like, wait, I still gotta do this? Oh,
yeah, that was cool.
oh, yeah, struggle, huh?
It's the best way I could think to describe it is the whole time I'm watching this, I just hear Cell's voice. You stand no chance. And then
Someone actually made a video of it. It's bad.
Yeah, and then you can hear, and then you have the life gate, and you zoom in on the life gate, and you just hear Goku's voice. We can fix the Earth with the Dragon Balls. Just go all, use all of your power.
Yeah, for a minute there, I thought we were actually going to have to do as a 24-man time, not time gates, but doors again.
Oh, there were doors, but you just did
Yeah,
it the same.
you just took them out. That was it. You didn't have to. You didn't have to actually go through the doors. Or
Well,
pick
there's
a
one door you have to go through in the final phase.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then nobody kills the doors on the
I think
outside. You have a few extra Hellhound
I
friends.
went through that door by accident.
You went to attack it, and it just sucked you in.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
that.
I did
was
that
it.
too. Yeah.
So how about this? The transition to that phase. Did your first time? Did everyone else just lose their shit and like freak out and not know what to do?
Yes.
My alliance.
No.
did.
My
My alliance was like, what the fuck do
Yeah.
we do? He was killing everyone. Like, we're like, what the fuck?
You know what our alliance did? Tanked the boss. And then, but the thing is, it's because you do. So he goes and he has 3 transitions. He goes from literally taking 0 damage until you, I guess, deal a crazy amount of damage. It's not time based because we pushed it faster the second time than the first time. It's like a giant stone skin.
Yeah.
It says persevering with your attacks will weaken it, is what it tells you or something. And then he just does AoE, 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 like cone, like line AoE, line AoE, line AoE.
I felt like it was one of those old video game tropes of where you see the boss's health and you're doing all this fucking damage, but you like it's like question mark, and you don't know that.
It's like when you fight Sephiroth for the first time in Kingdom Hearts 1 and you're hitting him and you're just like, why is his health bar not going down?
Exactly, that's what it reminds you of.
Yeah. I actually thought it was going to be entirely cinematic, where it's like you were completely helpless to beat him, and then
me too.
And then Kochi comes out and ends it, and I was just like, we're not even gonna have to fight him. Oh, we have to fight him.
See, I thought the airship was like going to come in or something and like shoot him, and then, but nope.
There's one mechanic I forgot to talk about on Scaith that I want to go back to after we finish talking about Diablos. There's doors you got to kill. There's a door you got to go into the Shadow Realm. And
It's
then,
cool mechanic in there.
yeah,
It gets darker and darker and darker.
yeah, danker.
I noticed it getting darker. I didn't like. I mean, the DPS was so good, it didn't really even get that dark. But like, what happens? I guess the darkness envelopes everything and then just swallows you whole.
Yeah, if you don't kill it in time, it's a failed DPS check, and you're fucked in the ass.
And then the dragon spawns outside.
Yeah. Oh, you seem to know this from experience.
Oh yeah. just a dragon just appeared. It's like, oh, that's the dragon from inside. What's he doing out here? Oh, everyone's dead. Okay.
That would explain it.
Yeah.
That explains it a lot. So you probably just send Alliance B in there. That'd probably be the go-to strat. Just send Alliance B. You could honestly just send the tank and the DPS, but you don't even need to send the healers, but you might as well. There's no point in not doing it, you know? And then Alliance A takes 1 door, Alliance C kills another door, and you're good. You don't have to deal with dragons, you don't have to deal with hellhounds, you don't have to deal with anything.
Yeah. Or you deal with 2 hellhounds and then the dragon. That was fun.
Wait, that actually happened?
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, and then eventually, and then you just go through. He's got a lot of the same mechanics. One was really interesting. It was a stack, and then look away from the person you're stacking with.
I saw that mechanic, and I thought it was weird.
Because you see the
somebody in my
stack
party-
mechanic, and you see the eyeball, and you're just like,
Wait, that's an eye for. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it threw me off for a loop because I was wondering, am I supposed to stack with him or am I supposed to not look at him? I'm just not going to look at him. Okay.
Just back that ass up.
That's a good way of
that
putting
ass
it.
up.
Yeah. It's the first time I think I've seen that where you stack and look away from the person that you're stacking with. And it was, honestly, I don't think I saw anyone screw it up on like all my attempts of the fight. I mean, people figured. I mean,
it's a pretty obvious mechanic to like.
A lot of people still don't know about the gaze mechanics. Like, still people don't know about the eyeball being a gaze mechanic. There's a lot of people who just don't pick that information up automatically.
We didn't talk about the hands in like the actual hands
in Queen's Gothic. Yeah, that was what I wanted to go back to eventually.
Yeah.
I like to play a fun little game with those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's called red light, green light.
Oh,
You see how good your group is. You go like, okay, looking. All right, let him get a little closer, and you scare the shit out of him. And then in the last 20%, you play a game of chicken with him and see if he dies before he reaches you.
That's good. That's good.
And then you lose because you're in the duty factor.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, why did you do the mechanic wrong? I was like, I thought you guys were going to kill it. So I started DPSing the boss again. And then with Diablos, you go through like just a bunch of...
Are we talking regular Diablos or final Diablos?
Final Diablos. And then what's really weird is at the very end, he does the opposite of what he does at the start. He deals a shit ton more damage, but he's taking like shit ton of damage every 3 seconds. Like his health goes from like 40% to 0% in like no time at all because he's just taking so much damage. But if you get hit by anything, you're probably fucked. In all honesty.
Pretty much.
Oh man. But overall, I everything about it was amazing to watch. There was a lot of like that feeling wasn't that's the thing for me. That's the feeling that wasn't there for Zervan. Like there was never that moment where I went
like, whoa, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this
fucking
cinematic? I was like, what the fuck, dude? You got rid of my turret. It desummons your turrets.
That was the only thing you were mad about was the fucking turret. I was fucking
very mad about it.
I was mad about the fucking it took away my focus target. But even still, it was a good cinematic.
It's not worth me losing my goddamn turret and then you stunning me for 3 seconds and I gotta resummon the goddamn thing. Listen, Square Enix, if you're gonna do that shit, stop making the turret go away. It was okay on Ark because the entire arena fucking vanishes, but Zervan just drops you back where you were. You bastards. Please. I would kill for more. I hope Ivalice is as good as Scaith is.
It'll probably be better. Way better. But yeah, going back to what you originally said about where you kind of put this in all the 24-man raids. And I love Weeping City, even though it didn't love people. And
the way of putting it.
It didn't. But people wanted more of it. Do you think Dunscaith had the same effect?
I mean, Dunscaith ultimately is a lot like Weeping City, but there's less situations like Ozma where when one alliance goes down, you're done. Good fucking luck. There's less of that. So it's almost like how with Sophia they introduced the concept of falling off but being able to get rezzed, and that's kind of carried over into Dunscaith in terms of the way the mechanics work. Like, yeah, you could die. There's a lot of mechanics that'll deal damage, and you might die in the fight, but you know, it doesn't mean it's over. Until like a shit ton of people are like really dead and there's no recovering, and like the tanks refuse to pick up the boss or something. Like that's when you know it's over.
Sure.
But I loved everything about I wouldn't mind. Like I already got Mother for the week, but I fucking love doing that dungeon. So,
that's good. Yeah,
I'm very happy, and I hope we get it. I still don't know what the fucking. I guess part 2, unless Dunscaith ends up being the residential area that they were referring to, then I guess patch part 2 we'll find it because they said that they didn't want to tell us what it was because it was too spoilery, and you know.
From a story centric,
Ishgard makes the most sense, but
from a story centric standpoint, I can't see Dunscaith as a living area just because Voidson.
I want to fuck it. They're gone. We beat them.
Lingering Voidson.
No, fuck it. Kill them. They make for spoopy Halloweens.
Yeah. There you go.
Next Halloween event, Dunscaith. Oh.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's gonna be Ishgard, but one can hope. One can dream, right?
Yeah.
One can dream. So Dunscaith, easily my highlight, other than the main story.
Right.
But now we get into some of the quality of life stuff and some of the other changes because there's a lot of other little things in here that we got to enjoy this patch. I don't know about you guys. I didn't do the whole chocobo out in the party. I didn't do any of that.
No, I didn't do any of that. Oh,
yeah.
Wait. Tom.
Yeah.
Before we even get into the like that's the small stuff. Let's talk about these fucking weapons. Let's please talk about these fucking weapons. And how Merri got fucking shafted. Bards is fucking OP though. That shit.
Dude, my machinist gun is pretty sweet too, I gotta admit.
Yeah.
I got level 30 axe.
No, I think it's level 15. I think it's the Sestasha axe, dude.
15 axe.
So the way that... okay, let's cover the basics. Animal weapon, item level 270.
Okay.
3 quests in total, or a 3-part quest to do. You need to complete 3 hard mode dungeons: Lost City, Samal, and Gooble. Now you don't need to have the weapon equipped, but you do need to be on the corresponding job, and it needs to be in your inventory.
Not in your armory chest.
No, armory chest is fine.
It didn't work for me.
Were you on the same job you accepted the quest on?
Oh.
Yeah, that's
No.
what matters.
Oh, okay.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to
That
be
makes
on the
sense.
same job, but it can be in your armory chest. You just need to be on the same job you accepted the quest on. Then you need 15 Numenites. You can buy them for 200 Poes, 200 Lores, or 4,000 Grand Company Seals apiece. Very easy.
Easy.
Then the real step, the light farm.
Lights.
It is the exact same thing as the Realm Reborn light farms with different names. For example, when I finished on Scaith, it said my weapon was hardened.
How you doing?
How you doing? There you go. I was like, guys, that dungeon got me hard, according to the fucking chat right here, the chat message.
Black Mage, just a hard rod.
Yeah, very hard rod.
Very hard rod.
Very hard rod. And so there's a Reddit live thread that updates as the bonuses change every hour or two. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 hours, this one. I think it's still 2 hours like it was before. Then people who are experiencing it said, hey, I just did Ravana Extreme, and it's got bonus right now, so if you go spam that, then you'll get a lot of bonus points, or Scaith is in bonus, or whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I recommend, if you're doing that step, become familiar with the Reddit live thread and be prepared to spam a lot of content, because that's how it was before. I don't know if it's 400 Garudas. I don't know if it's going to be 400 Ravana Extremes, like, stuff. And PvP, by the way, does give light. I don't know about Feast, but I know Frontlines does. So, yeah, I know. That's exciting for the competitive nature of fucking Frontlines.
Yeah, throwing lights. Throwing reward in PvP. Throwing a reward that's not.
I have seen many people refuse to budge on the job that they're playing for the sake of the composition because they're trying to gather lights. I've seen it quite a few times already. But the animas themselves. So
some of them are hot garbage.
the warrior axe, as we said earlier, is like a level 15 axe with like a what does your glow even look like?
It's just a little blue.
Yeah, I got them right here.
It's
Pulled
just
up.
a little blue.
Yeah, I have exclamation mark weapons in my chat. I think has all of them as well. Yeah, okay, that's the Imgur gallery, and it's a GIF of every single one. So the paladin sword looks pretty nice. And your warrior axe, literally.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's sparkly.
Yeah.
I mean, the paladin. Going back to the paladin looks okay. Hell, I remember there was a cosplayer at the first fan fest who had something that looked like that. It looks like an old paladin weapon.
Well,
I mean,
it's the Cortana.
The glow is so fucking cool, and then the warrior axe is like level 30, sparkly.
It's just a little sparkly. It's not that sparkly.
It doesn't have like crazy fire and sparkles and all this crazy shit. It's just sparkling.
The Dark Knight sword looks like fucking what's his face, fucking Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Yeah. So, and it's got the fucking thing sticking out the side, which are totally not safe.
Mm-hmm.
The white mage one has like friggin' wings. I really
it looks like this looks like an animal weapon.
Yeah. And on top of that, the scholar book looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fucking effect. Even the Astro Globe. By the way, the Astro Globe is also like a level 15 or level 30 Astro Globe that has a glow, but I think the glow looks cooler on it. The monk weapons look like... I like the monk weapons. They're okay. They're not fantastic. The Dragoon Spear is pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
You literally have a dragon at the end of your spear.
You stab people.
Yeah,
with
we
dragons.
do. How you doing?
There you go. The ninja daggers look like complete shit. I think they're even worse than the warrior axe, to be honest. And then you have the bow, which is easily the best one for me.
Why the huge difference in everything? Like, why? Some are so
even the
much cooler.
machinist gun looks like really fucking cool. It's got like a coil or something at the end.
That's actually making me want to go back and get my bard in.
And the black mage one literally like summons a thundery universe around.
Yeah.
And then you finally have the summoner book, which has like Bahamut wings on it. Like those are really fucking badass.
And then warrior.
Axe. Yeah, these are some of the flashiest weapons. It's just like the warrior axe is not that good. It's all right. You still have Bravura.
Right.
Bravura. I've used it ever since I got it, and I guess I'm just gonna keep using it.
And then how do you think these get flashier in 3.55? Because we are getting another step past what we have now.
Diable.
Please don't make them please don't change anything to this. The ones that are good. Like, improve the ones that are shit, but
Give me a better axe.
The warrior axe is going to summon an axe out of the axe, so it's 2 axes.
so it's 2 level 15 axes.
Two level 15
2
axes.
level 15 axes.
Level 30.
Yeah.
But it's going to be it's going to be literally the head of the axe on the head of the axe. So it's like 4 blades.
Okay.
There you go. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do for the final step in like
I imagine
5 weeks.
diable glow or something.
Diable, but they're probably going to do like a different effect, I imagine, as well.
Like crazy rune circles around it.
Yeah, something like that. Or the entire thing glows, or like not even entire thing glows, but like it glows even more. It's like more radiant or something. I don't know. Something's going to change. We just don't know what yet. But yeah, I hope you guys like light farming because you're going to be doing it for
A lot of it.
You're going to be doing a lot of it for a while. I got 2 weapons to do, so
Me too.
having fun with that. I don't know why I decided to do the machinist one first when my monk, I don't have a 270 weapon for my monk, and I have a 275 weapon for my machinist. I don't fucking know. Okay, so what else? What else do we have? We have
Quality, a bunch of other quality of life stuff.
we have the PvP,
Mhm.
the Garo event.
And then we also have that one thing that we can only talk a little bit about. But
Which thing? Oh yes, we can only
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the other thing. Yeah, okay, we'll do that first. Actually, we'll do that before.
it's kind of big.
It's kind of big, but at the same time, it's almost like a showstopper in a sense. Because like, how do you follow that up? But now that you brought it up, I want to talk about it now. So, we're all busy speculating about the jobs that are coming out. There's the whole fight. You know, is it samurai because Sam Raimi? Is it going to be Blue Mage because of the whole bitten by a spider thing? Or is it going to be tank DPS? Is it fucking Puppet Master because of strings? Because people just want to fucking be Illuminatis?
Freelancer.
You know, is it going to be freelancer, Sly's theory, you know, whatever it's going to be. So we may have a definitive answer about a month prior to the reveal.
And best, yeah.
So it's not uncommon when you know an expansion is coming out, we're only 5 months, almost to the day, just a few days short, 5 months to the expansion. It's not uncommon for the final set of patches to start patching in aspects of the expansion so that when people get the expansion, the download's not as big. I don't think patching in the job quests for the new jobs was the right thing to patch in 3.5.
No.
I feel like you could have maybe waited till 3.55 to patch that little detail in there. But apparently, in the data files for the game, there are 2 new folders in the Stormblood section of the data. They are labeled Job RDM, which, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen?
Red
Red
Mage.
Mage.
And there's another folder that says Job SAM.
How you doing?
Now, Square Enix does not like data mining. Doesn't stop Reddit from doing it ever. There's always threads. I've seen people.
Half the time we're wrong anyway.
And well, I mean, Red Fenrir was the last thing that was like in the files, and we didn't see it for fucking. We still don't fucking see it.
You still don't fucking see it, yeah.
So, some people are saying it could just mean job sample, and they're fucking trolling, or they added it on purpose because they know that they want to
Or they're trying to fucking backtrack.
or they're trying to fucking throw people off and shit. But that's not the only thing that was added in this patch that hints towards samurai being the job. Merri, would you like to tell people where the other hint is?
As you're going through the storyline, make sure to talk to all of the NPCs in the Rising Stones. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes. There is an NPC there that will give you a very direct hint towards the next job to be revealed. And samurai. And what's most interesting is there's only 2 new job folders, which falls in line with the deleted tweet.
Mm-hmm.
The real question is, there's no information about tank or DPS.
Tank, please. Please.
I don't know.
We know what we don't know. That's the point.
Yeah. It could be either or.
Can you do it post main story? You should be able to, because I think all of the same NPCs are in the Rising
Maybe.
Story.
Yeah, maybe he might have different dialogue though.
Do we get the CEO of Square going to Europe Fan Fest and holding Yoshi P at gunpoint and telling him to
DPS. DPS.
put out the,
Then somebody else on the other side, he tries to walk away. Somebody else, tank.
That's me.
Alone.
Tank.
He'd first walk past you, even if you're holding a gun to him. He'd be like, this guy's not going to do it.
I'm going to hold a fucking katana. Samurai.
And then everyone involved's going to jail.
Yep. Don't actually do that. Don't actually hold a katana.
Don't actually do that.
Don't do it, Drizzy.
So, I mean, at this point, a month away from the announcement, I still think the Blue Mage made a lot more sense than the whole director of the film. I think as a hint, it still kind of falls flat. There's a lot of things that lean towards both theories, but that was the whole point. They wanted people to lean towards multiple theories.
Is there a part of you that's still kind of holding out hope for it?
I think one day we will see Blue Mage. I don't think this expansion is that day.
It's like one day we'll see Puppet Master.
But especially with the Rising event naming Red Mage and Samurai by name, and even though it messes around with the what comes after black and white, I think it's red, I think it's blue. The Azure, like we've seen the red and blue theme over and over and over again. There's plenty of things to lean towards both theories. This is the closest thing to a definitive reveal that we've gotten prior to everything. It doesn't, and even when you do the main story, you'll kind of almost get that feeling between talking to that NPC and some of the other text that happens that it's probably almost definitely Samurai. Whether it's a tank or a DPS, well, you guys can argue about that for the next 32 days before the Fan Fest actually happens.
Please, tank.
They're not listening to you. I want it to be tank too, but they're not listening to you.
I wanted to do
Oh, hold on. They're gonna change their mind because you asked so nicely.
Oh my God, Merri wants it to be a tank. Fucking replan.
Just add enmity to everything.
Scrap it.
Yes.
What if it's a samurai that is a blue mage? They channel the enemy skills through their katana. There you go. See, he's okay with this.
They don't have a blue aspected like crystal.
I mean, you played Final Fantasy XI, Merri, so you're thinking about the Phoenix with Tenzin. I already know that. By the way, about an hour into the patch, somebody had the Phoenix mount on our server.
Yep.
And it is enormous and fantastic.
The Firebird. Your Firebird.
Herb farms.
But the item that you grab is still called the Phoenix Fife. So the item that you use, it's the fucking Phoenix, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a Firebird, but it's not like
a Phoenix.
It's a Phoenix. It's not the Phoenix. Not the Primal Phoenix. It's just a Phoenix that has risen from the ashes of.
That's how you get Phoenix down.
Yeah, that's how you get Phoenix down. So, well, you think they all come from a Primal? No, it's good Phoenixes.
So, does it actually permanently give you a Phoenix down in your inventory because you have the bird?
Nope. What, you're gonna fight? It's your fucking pet now, so you get to pluck feathers, asshole.
Yes.
Rude.
Yes.
No. Yeah, Samurai Healer. You just throw sake on everyone. There you go. So, moving back to the whole PvP thing. I did like 3 hours of PvP today. Oh my god, the queues. And oh my god, 72 man again. It's been so long since I've seen a 72 man.
I know.
I got one 72-man 3 weeks ago, and everyone in the 72-man's like... And yes, their headsets fell off too. I know that. They told me. I promise. And yeah, it's just back to back to back to back to back. Just and there was Seal Rock, there was fucking Shatter. It was a good mix of both of them. I did not once see Secure or Slaughter. Not yet, at the very least. And they were all 72-man. I've heard the Feast queues, the 8v8s are nearly instant. We'll talk about the Feast individually because there's unrest in the Feast, to say the least.
Oh, let me try something real quick.
What are you trying?
Hold on.
Are you going to try to talk in the Feast? Because you can't.
No. I'm not. No. You're talking about these queues and how they're so great. Oh my god.
Make sure you have. By the way, they moved where in progress is, which confused me for a second. Queue in progress, and also I did forget to turn on freelance when I tried the first queue, and then I turned on freelance, and it was a million times better.
Oh yeah. I was surprised. So I queued in my first time freelance. I was twin adders, different music for like the start.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah. So the Gato event and the new PvP and the new PvP changes have definitely given the queues birth. And to top it all off, the Gato stuff, very affordable for just one job. So the way it's going to work for the Gato event, and we'll talk about the gear itself also, because there's something missing with the gear that plenty of people who don't want a PvP have noticed. So it's 18,000 wolf marks for a full set. It's for the full set of weapon plus head, body, hands, legs, boots. 18,000 wolf marks. That's either 18 wins plus the roulette's 1,000 even if you lose. So at once a day, it's 18 days for a full set. Even if you lose less than that, because the losses are 500. So minimum 1,500 a day from one roulette. That's 12 matches to get a full set. Once you have the set, you get a title, and that's when you need to try and earn your mounts. You need one of the mounts is 10 frontlines wins with the title on. You don't need to be on the same job, but you need the title. Like, my ninja title is 0. So I need to win these matches with the 0 title, but I don't need to be on ninja. Then there's 30 feast matches, 4v4, 8v8, doesn't matter. You need to win 30 feast matches. And then in total, for the final mount, you need 60 wins across either. So you already have 30 from the feast, 10 from frontlines in theory. Then you just need the remaining 20 in whichever mode you prefer.
Yeah, ain't bad. Like, you think, excuse me, you think about all the stuff you had to do for those who have it to get the Gloria airship now. In comparison, it's not bad.
Yeah, I needed 200 wins for it. But to be fair, after a win like 105 was when people started deliberately feeding for tomestones. So
holy shit, I got a queue.
See? There you go. Now you can't accept it because you're in the middle of state of realm.
Yeah, I know.
But for science, it was worth it.
It was worth it for science.
Yeah.
Oh.
You do have to be careful, though. Some of the gear is gender specific from the Gato event, so make sure you're watching what you're buying because you may not be able to wear some of it. Once you have all that stuff, you talk to the NPC, you get the title, and now you got to do the wins, and that's how you earn the mounts. What's suspiciously missing, and I don't think it's that suspicious, but I'm going to say suspiciously missing because they mentioned it and it's not there. You cannot buy the gear with MGP. Which we were told with the undieable versions would be buyable with MGP, and they're not there. Do you think this is just because they want to encourage people to do the PvP first and then eventually give them this option?
And probably odd number patch, maybe.
I imagine so.
Yeah, do you think it would be added in an odd number patch, like a 3.53 or something?
Yeah, it's probably in 3.55.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was shocking everyone because so many people were like, okay, I'm going to spend MGP on this because I don't want to PvP. And now they're just like, time to go get fucked in the ass real quick in PvP. There you go.
The shield, by the way, shield, invisible.
Yeah. Interesting.
Invisible shield, finally.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like everyone wants Paladin to be invisible, so I guess it matches. Sorry, I watched the How to Paladin guide that Merri put out, and it's changed. It's completely changed the way I look at that job. You know, it's everyone wants over 9,000. Your DPS 9,000.
9,001.
Point 0.01
Over 9,000.
Yeah, there you go. But at the same time, you know, you're only doing 4-man dungeons because the raid groups don't want you. So.
And in the Paladin's name was you. Y-O-U.
Well, it's because it's you. You're the Paladin.
Yeah.
Merri doesn't actually hate Paladin. He just wants them to be better.
Yeah. I played one. I played it earlier in Samal with no shield. And it was really weird not having a shield.
I'm a Lalafell, so even if I have no shield, I wouldn't fucking notice.
I was like, what's this arm doing? There's nothing on it.
Oh, man.
Shield Bob is fun. You just throw air.
Throw air. All right. Fucking Avatar. Got it.
Airbender. Confirmed.
Airbender. Yes. Now, I've heard the AV8 Feast matches. The queues are fast. They're going fast. There's a big difference with the Feast now, though, in that you cannot speak. You can use your link shells and shit and your free company now in Frontlines, but in the Feast, you can no longer directly talk in the chat. You need to use these new chat auto-translate macros that they've created for you to communicate at all. And it is in no way effective.
Congratulations, community.
For two reasons. One, people weren't using their words before. Making them do it with a button isn't going to make it any better.
No.
Two,
No.
my fucking hotbars can't. I'm not going to fucking bind fucking 12 more keys, and I'm not going to click them with my mouse when I'm trying to do callouts and PvP.
Oh, yeah. Now it's just silence.
No. The problem was in the beginning that people were using the fucking words too much. They were using the wrong words in game.
If by wrong you mean none at all, then yeah.
No.
Oh, no. Wrong being very salty.
Yeah.
High in sodium content.
Yeah. They got to ruin it for everybody.
And it's only in the Feast you can't chat. In Frontlines, you're perfectly fine. In fact, they made you able to chat. I have seen people in the same match, in the same link shell go, hey, you want a 1v1 at the fucking other thing over there? Because they can fucking chat now and they know they're in the same instance.
Oh, so you can chat in Frontlines, but you can't chat in Feast.
You can even chat in your link shells, your free company, everything. You could be talking to the other team for all you fucking know.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
So, yeah. It's,
How fair. How fucking fair, Square Enix. How fair.
I think they need to undo this fucking Feast change. Like, I get
Yes,
it. You
please.
you want people's feelings to avoid being hurt. It's PvP. It's going to happen. If somebody really doesn't like you, they're going to fucking make an alt on your server and go shit talk you when you're done anyway. Unless you're on Gilgamesh or Balmung, because you can't make a server. I mean, you can't make a character on those servers.
Yeah, you can't make a whole server. You can't
make a server. You can't do that. Oh, man. That's it. Just, you're done. That's it. Whatever. Fuck it. That being said, I still get to do Feast because I want my mount. So, what do I do first? Light farming? Feast? I don't know. I feel like if I don't...
Both at the same time.
But we already went over. I want to fucking do it on Ninja because I don't feel like binding shit on my machine. My number one concern is that if I don't do the Feast first, it will not last. I'm still concerned that the 8v8 Feast queues, because Feast is not something that was ever restricted by grant companies, and now with the chat restriction, I'm afraid that is a mount I will miss out on if I don't like we don't forcefully get 16 people queuing at the same time or something. You know what I mean?
I kind of see that they'll change this rule in the off time, and I wouldn't say the off time between 3.55 and Stormblood. Well, hell, I would say maybe after Stormblood, maybe after release, once we get released, they'll take a look back on it and say, hey, we were wrong. You know, don't be a dick. Use your words, but don't be a dick. Here you go.
I mean, the only thing that they could potentially do is increase the punishment. I almost said penalty. Yeah, penalty. It's a punny penalty. There you go. A penalty. The punishment for being toxic. Like, that's about the only thing that even that, or you reward positivity like you do with the comms. You have, you commend people. I mean, you have that in PvP, but who gives a fucking shit? All right, let's fucking care anymore. You know, who fucking cares about commends in PvP? I just give it to the person. I just give it to the healer because God bless that person for playing healer.
Chad here reminded me of something. This is going back a little bit to Samurai.
Okay.
But here's one thing. So with Ninja, when Ninja came out, all the gear that had come out before it, that was, Monk, and then became Monk and Ninja, there was a lot of sets that were kind of like geared towards it. Like the Fuma set was definitely like kind of like a Ninja-like set, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The tank set, the I-160 tank set, is literally just a suit of samurai armor.
Yes, it is.
The 160 tank set is just samurai armor.
There you go.
Hey. Anyways,
let's just put chat restrictions on Idleshire because I see people are ERPing and I don't want it anymore.
There you go.
Let's put all the chat restrictions in our MMO.
We got to use icons. You want to form a party? Icon.
Emotes. You got to do the fucking Eureka emote.
Charades. We got to play charades if you want to do fucking Zervan Extreme.
There you go. Yeah. That's going to... Honestly, you probably do better there than you would actually talking in Zervan Extreme. In all honesty.
The problem is typing in Zervan Extreme. Like, actual talking is still fine. Like, it's actually... The parties I had where I talked, it was okay. Just typing, no words, no voice.
They have emote-only chat in fucking Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
See, look, I can do it. See? Room is now an emote only. Now nobody can use words, and they can only chat with emotes. So why the fuck can't we do it in our MMO, right? Makes perfect sense. It just makes perfect sense. See? There you go. You guys are enjoying emote only mode. It's the greatest. If we can do it, if Twitch can handle it, Final Fantasy XIV can handle it. That's all I'm saying. It's definitely the best way to go about it. Okay, so we have PvP, we have the Gado stuff, how to earn it. It's no MGP. By the way, the Louis Swa mount, the chair mount as it's called, the Archon throne, 750,000 MGP.
I already got it. And I have almost 1 million MGP left over anyways.
I remember you telling us Friday that you were like, I have 2 million MGP and I don't know what the fuck, I have nothing to fucking do with it. I mean, then this fucking mount pops up and you're just like...
Yep. That's mine.
They heard me. Good on you. Good on you, Square Enix. Now, how do I turn this shit off? There we go. All right. What else are we missing? So many quality of life things. Like, I mean, even just like glamour shit you have, some of the new craftable stuff.
Or the new window for previews.
Yeah, the paintings, which I haven't really messed with yet, because I don't fucking...
The curator.
Yeah, that one. You have the dungeons queuing, and you have those. You can just literally have them out fucking for everything nowadays.
Crossover Party
Finder, which, by the way, as soon as it went live, was the most toxic, worthless feature for the first hour, and now it's okay. Because literally the first hour was, hi, I'm from Adamantoise. It's like, get the fuck out of the Party Finder. I don't give a shit.
How is that toxic? People are excited. People are excited about this. How the fuck is that toxic?
No, because then the very next message is, go fuck yourself, people. And then I've seen...
Adamantoise? Turtles? Fuck you.
Yeah, I saw Adamantoise more like Ada fuck you toys. I was like...
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, there are 90 entries and 40 of them are Balmung asking for dick-sucking ERP.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
On behalf of my server, I apologize.
No, you're not. You're not sorry at all. Don't you fucking
I have to live with them. They're my neighbors.
I have to live with them. It's like, it's get the fuck out of the Party Finder. It's like, I'm just waiting until we get the full Fresh Prince lyrics in there, Like, that's when shit is, like, next level.
Or all of Bohemian Rhapsody, just start to finish.
Easy come, easy go.
Bismillah. No, we will not let you go.
Ether.
Let him go. Oh, I know.
We're so fucked. This is what happens when Gilgamesh and Balmung are on the same fucking data center.
End of the world.
Oh my god. The thing is, even if the ERP and Balmung isn't true, the Party Finder perpetuates it because people because people take the meme and they put it up in the crossover Party Finder. Even if they don't actually want it, they're perpetuating the meme and it's just all up in the Party Finder.
Oh, it's true.
And then you have people
There's shouts.
You have people who are trying to sell runs cross server and it's like,
I don't think they understand how that works. Let me just transfer over, give you the money, and I'll go back. Then you can
we're so doomed. So doomed. I don't even want to see the
Primal's okay.
Just wait till the Novice Network is cross server one day.
Oh boy.
Goodbye. Okay, what else? What else? I feel like we're still missing something here. I don't know what it is though.
The handy dandy rusty crusty notes right here.
Crusty?
Why are they crusty?
What have you been doing to the notes, Sly?
But they're handy dandy rusty trusty and crusty.
But why are you still avoiding the
question?
question?
Are you spilling like fucking your pizza on it? You got pizza sauce all over it and it's like hardened?
Nah, it's
like your weapon after Scaith, it's hardened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just like Metapod.
Yeah.
Eggy Glamours.
By the way, Eggies get fucked in the ass in Zervan too. Zervan bullies Eggies hard.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's MP.
Yeah, that's sustain. I've seen many a sustain. It's I've seen a lot of ruby carbuncles. I don't see anybody using emerald or topaz. I've literally only seen ruby carbuncles. It's pretty funny.
Well, it's new.
Yeah, it's new, and I get to express.
Wait, how do you know it's ruby?
Because they fucking tell me it's ruby.
Okay.
They're like, I finally have ruby. Here it is, and then I see two of the exact same one next to each other, or I think it's two of the exact same one at least. All right, Zervan ERPs with the Eggies. That's what happens. He has two mouths. You got to use them. There you go. That smile.
Okay.
That.
I don't know about that.
All right.
There you go. Is there any? I feel like. I mean, there's you can trade in the farthings, the pennies, and the shillings for the upgrade item. You get one a week of the shillings now, so you can go farm the other ones and then just get the shillings once a week. You have the hunt, which are getting instant pulled on Gilgamesh now because everybody wants. Because honestly, the day before the patch, insta pull all day. Like 2 days before the patch, no insta pulling. Day before the patch, insta pulling whole day. No reports in Areala. Like things were just wrong. The new songs, which I've never used that function. The only reason I have songs is because they end up in my fucking inventory and I need to get rid of them. I've never used an orchestrion ever. Okay. Is there anything else? Anything else at all? I feel like there might be, but I can't.
Yeah.
I think we pretty much covered most of it.
Yeah, I think so too. I just don't think we couldn't cover the allied beast tribes very much. Again, spoilers, dance, whatever. You know how that ends.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, I still got to do my Moogles. So.
And Scholasticate. I mean, two of us have not even done the first quest, so not gonna.
Same.
Yeah, we're not much farther along those lines. So, overall, 3.5 Part 1. We still have the following content to look forward to: the diadem. I think diadem is 3.55. I don't remember if it's 3.55 or part 2. I can't remember. So you have diadem. We have part 2 of the story. We have Proto Omega. Proto Ultima, the 24 mil. Which, from what I recall, they mentioned will drop accessories. I don't know the item level. Probably 260 accessories, I imagine. And it's probably going to be pretty close to Weeping City or Scaith difficulty.
Quick
So
question: which patch did Chrysalis come into?
2.4.
What?
Was it Dreams of Light? Chrysalis or Chrysalis or whatever.
Chrysalis was 2.5 part 1, and final and Steps of Faith was 2.55.
So we're not 2.55. We're not going to have another primal because we're done with primals.
Well, also you have to remember 3.55 is not patch part 2. They've explicitly said 3.55 is like probably it's going to be other stuff like the next Anima Step and the season of the feast and whatnot. While
But
part
nothing of
2 is in
relevance?
March. I don't see. I just can't remember if Diadem is part 2 or if it's 3.55. I just can't remember. Oh yeah, the Instagram on the launcher. Yeah, we need to talk about that apparently.
Oof.
Yeah, we talked about that Friday though. We don't need to talk about it again.
Oh, the new G pose features. Those are cool.
I mean, they look good in the screenshots, but I haven't touched it. So
I fucked around with it when I got my new dance, and it's pretty absurd.
I'm glad you're having a good time, Merri.
Slow motion. That's fun.
Also, there was a lack of Zloia Leopo.
Yep.
That's another thing that we're still waiting for. I don't know if they're patching that in like Thursday because it's a crafting thing, and you know how like red scripts reset Thursdays. But they have. But even the last time they did that, like they added something that was crafting related, it was still in the patch notes, and then they would just put like a little tiny header that says this won't be patched until Thursday, etc., etc. They're nerfing the Ether Oil step next Tuesday in a hotfix. And then
boy.
And then the Umbrites are being nerfed in 3.55.
Okay.
There you go. And other than that, they didn't make it any easier. So,
Have fun with that.
Have fun with that. There you go. The new achievements for the Disciple of Hand or Land Weapons, which, by the way, don't glow for whatever reason. People are telling me they don't glow
That's weird.
compared to the way they looked.
They did in the trailer.
Yes, they
Do you
did.
think that's
Also,
a 3.55 thing?
maybe. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Also, the mining achievement is currently bugged and is impossible because there's only 154 unique nodes, and it asks you to get 160. They've already acknowledged it. So
Nice.
they will. Apparently, somebody can't count. Couldn't use your words, couldn't use your math, apparently.
Or there are nodes we don't know about.
Okay. And then other than that, like, I would love to comment on the new recipes and the new housing stuff, but there's only so much we can squeeze in here. All I can say is new recipes, crafters.
I made suspenders.
Go
It's cool.
make your glamour, go make your money. That's all I got.
Hmm.
So ultimately, I am tired. It has been a very long day, and I don't know about you guys, but the 6 nodes are in the diadem. Possible.
Yeah.
That's very possible that the remaining
is.
6 nodes are in the diadem. That would make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I think that is enough to wrap up the show. Next week will be Spoilercast with Ethis, and all those things we couldn't talk about, we get to talk about.
Yeah.
Boy.
I'm looking forward to that.
Hi.
Hi. Please look forward to it. Hi. There you go.
Hi.
But on that note, everyone, we're going to wrap up the show for this week and get some of us need some long needed rest.
I need food.
Yeah, me too. I think I need food.
That too. God damn.
I've had so much coffee today. I could use some food. I haven't eaten since like 10 a.m. So definitely. And I didn't eat for 10 hours before that. So yeah, I could definitely use some food. But anyway, Merri, thank you for joining us twice in the last week.
Of course.
Oh yeah, wait, no, you got to be like, of course. There you go.
Of course.
I like how we have to pull them down.
Yeah.
It loses its effect a little bit when you do that. All right, so Merri, why don't you remind everyone, in case they forgot in the past few days, where they can find you at?
Oh, God.
He can't even keep a straight face doing it. There you go.
You can find me on twitch.tv/verymerry. And the same on Twitter and YouTube.
Do you have a new video on YouTube?
I do. How to Paladin is finally out. Check it out. You'll be the best Paladin on the server.
Just remember, save all of your cooldowns. Don't use any of them on the trash. And then when you're going to pull the boss, pop every single one. Let me repeat that for you, because you probably didn't hear me right first.
Every single cooldown.
There you
And
go.
you pull the boss.
There you go. Perfect. There we go. All right. And Slyh, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you at, because they've forgotten in the past few days.
You can find
What?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Slyakagreyfox. You can find me on Instagram at Slyakagreyfox07. You can find me on Twitter at Slythefox. You can find me on Behemoth Plot 14 Ward 5 of the Lavender Beds. Oh, you forgot. You can find me on Facebook. And speaking of Twitter, first episode of Questions for Drake is out. Thank you for the questions. Drake needs more questions. He might have a friend with him next time, too.
God. Watch that video. Moving on. I don't want to. You know, they can't even see you right now, Merri. Why are you doing the glasses pushing? He just did the glasses pushing.
Listen, I'm doing it just because I can.
Oh, yeah? Well, look, check.
Well, now they know in post.
Yeah, check this out. All right.
All right.
And I'm Mr. Happy. You can find me, Mr. Happy 1227,
Boo.
everywhere. Boo. I'm sorry, I'm not Mr. Happy. I'm the 12-year-old who has replaced Mr. Happy. There we go.
There you go.
Kappa.
You shaved off the cat beard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I never had a beard. I was just super gluing hair onto my face. Where I got the hair,
It was from Aloha.
don't worry about it.
He's growing it back now.
Don't worry. Speaking of Aloha,
That's why he was mad.
he's just sleeping.
Aloha's
Look, he's just
he's chilling.
sleeping.
He's got to regenerate that hair.
He's so fat. Look at him. He's a puddle. Look at him. He's just
You're growing your very own fat cat.
Look, he's just a puddle. Look. I should go. Aloha. No, he's so tired. He's been sleeping a lot today.
I mean, that's what cats do.
Yeah, cats literally sleep like 18 hours out of the fucking day. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a wrap for this week. We'll see you next week for 3.5 Spoilercast. Until then, good evening and good day, and see you later.
See you next week.
Bye.